So apparently the Lucasfilm Civil War doesn't even exist.
He's a Black Jedi.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's ABJ, also known as A Black Jedi. Here on this channel, I talk about Star Wars news, drama, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, go ahead and hit subscribe right now with post notifications on. That way you don't miss any videos. Okay folks, bring it in here. Why you always gotta be so close to a player? Shake my hand, I appreciate you for checking out today's video.
You're welcome, bro.
As you can see, we're at a new angle here. I don't know how you folks will enjoy this. Let me know in the comments if this angle is preferred or if you prefer the old angle. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit, you know? Speaking of switching it up, I have a few projects in the work for the channel that it's going to be different content than anything I think you've ever seen from me. It's going to be different content, I'd say, in general from most Star Wars channels. Forgot my water again. So you may know that there's been some rumors going around about Jon Favreau potentially taking over the Lucasfilm presidency, that he's going to start running Star Wars, and there's been a few YouTubers that have been reporting on this. I want to clarify that this is a rumor, and most of them, if not all of them, also clarified in their videos that this is a rumor. But what if I told you, no, it indeed isn't a rumor? Jon Favreau will be the next president of Lucasfilm, and we can prove it. Well, you'd probably say, tell me more, ABJ. And then I'd say, I will, but not right now. You're gonna have to check out the next video to see what I'm talking about, because man, oh man, is it gonna be juicy. But in this video, we're talking about the Lucasfilm Civil War. We're also talking a little bit about Jon Favreau becoming president, just a little bit. And a new article that comes out claims that the Civil War isn't really a thing, but in so doing, they really just kind of confirm that the Civil War is real. Yes, I know that's very confusing, but let's get into the article and you'll see exactly what a brother is talking about. Before we do that though, please make sure to smack the like button. It really helps out my channel a lot. And if you're a true Star Wars fan, if you want to see Jon Favreau be the next president of Lucasfilm, I mean, who doesn't? Make sure you hit the like button, help out my channel, and I'll appreciate you like forever.
I got you, homie.
Now this news comes from a website called Giant Freaking Robot, which I'm not very familiar with, but they claim to have an inside source at Lucasfilm, and this is what the source told them. Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau are reportedly on pleasant terms, with Kennedy herself gunning for Favreau to succeed her as president. Lucasfilm isn't suffering from a cultural civil war. There's no power struggle here. However, it's presently unclear if Favreau is even willing to assume the position. Okay, so let's stop it right there, because there's a little bit we need to discuss. It says that Kathleen herself wants Jon to become president. Now, I know a lot of people might be baffled by that, because in their mind, Kathleen Kennedy is the villain. She is a terrible, horrible person. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Kathleen. She totally sucks. The article goes on to say disagreement on what direction to take the franchise has always been a recurring problem. Certain groups of the Lucasfilm story group, like Pablo Hidalgo, desire to see Star Wars resemble a D&D campaign, more aesthetic, less narrative. Others, Favreau and Dave Filoni, are pushing or have pushed for a more traditional approach. So that in itself is a Lucasfilm Civil War. You know, a lot of people hear Lucasfilm Civil War and I think they just imagine, you know, a bunch of people in the office with lightsabers and blasters trying to kill each other, or a bunch of sabotage happening behind people's backs.
Gotcha, bitch.
Look, I don't know what image of the Civil War you have in your head, but that's not what I mean at all when I say Lucasfilm Civil War. What I mean by Lucasfilm Civil War is exactly what this article just mentioned. There are two factions inside of Lucasfilm right now that think Star Wars should go in two different directions. And they are all kind of fighting for what direction Star Wars should go in. You have those like Pablo Hidalgo, and then you have those like Jon and Dave. At the end of the day, it seems like right now, both groups are trying to do their own visions of Star Wars, with Kathleen Kennedy and Pablo Hidalgo and those like them focusing on the High Republic. And then you have Jon and Dave, who have really taken over the Disney Plus side of things and are working on shows like The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, The Bad Batch, etc. Here's the problem though. The Civil War has to come to an end at some point, because for Star Wars to truly succeed and be as amazing as it can be, I feel like the focus has to be on what John and Dave are doing without the focus being pulled aside to stuff like the High Republic. Imagine that instead of the High Republic, we were getting good books and stories revolving around, you know, the Mandalorian timeline, or it doesn't even have to be the Mandalorian timeline, but the kind of storytelling we see in the Mandalorian. Imagine if we were getting that kind of storytelling in book form, in comic book form, instead of the High Republic. So by this article claiming the Lucasfilm Civil War doesn't exist, they actually went on to prove that it does indeed exist. You guys get what I'm saying? You get what, am I crazy, or does that make sense? I wanted to talk about Jon Favreau being the next president of Lucasfilm a little bit in this video, but I don't want this video to be overly long, so I think we'll save that for another time.
Good question for another time.
Unlike Maz Kanata, I promise I will totally answer that. I will totally make a video. It should hopefully be my next video. I do want to know, what do you all think? What do you all think of this article? Do you think there's any truth to it? Do you think, no, it doesn't make any sense? Do you think the Civil War is real? Is it not real? Very curious to know what the community thinks of this issue. Before I get out of here, I do want to mention the projects that I'm working on that I mentioned beforehand in the start of the video. I am working on my Gina Carano documentary still. It is taking a while, unfortunately. But if you wish to be a part of this documentary, please hit me up on social media. I am looking for people to send in clips saying that I love Gina Carano, or even if you want to send in a clip that's a minute, 2 minutes long explaining why you love Gina Carano, you can do that as well. I'm also going to be making more videos that focus on the content side of things when it comes to Star Wars. Doing videos talking about, you know, lightsaber forms, the different lightsaber combat forms, you know, the characters that use them. Last but not least, I will eventually be getting around to putting out a few theories. If you like my old content, don't worry. I am going to mainly be doing news and rumors and updates and things like that, with, you know, all this other stuff sprinkled in here and there, just so the content, you know, stays fresh. And because also I want to do those things. I'm really passionate about Star Wars, and I want to do more than just talk about news and rumors and what's going on with Lucasfilm. All right, everyone, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, may the Force be with us all. I'm talking like...
If you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things.
With the head, and then...
Do it! Do it!